I love a very tough coach, not a mean coach, who I think people get that very confused. Not a mean coach, but a tough coach that really will push the best out of you.
Sitting here with three-time Olympic champion Gabby Douglas. Gabby, so good to be with you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
What is your message for your fellow gymnasts competing in the Paris Olympics?
Man, I would say the best thing, gymnastics is a very hard sport. It's very mental. So if you can come out whole, well, that's always the best outcome.
I want to get your thoughts on MyKayla Skinner's recent comments about Team USA. What did you think about her comments on the talent and the depth just isn't what it used to be in the sport?
I didn't see majority of what she said. I did see like a little clip, and I honestly like if you have a certain way of doing things, listen to your body. Like if you don't need hours of pounding or you don't need kind of like a tougher coach and it works for you, then I say like why not kind of structure it around how your mind is, how your body is. Every athlete is different. I really believe like you can't really put everyone in the same category. That's just my take on it. Everyone's different.
I like how you said that. Everyone is different. And you,
Yes.
I feel like, are one of the hardest training athletes in the world. What is your technique? What is your strategy? Do you prefer kind of that coach that's like, let's go, Gabby, let's go? Or how do
Oh,
you do your thing?
oh yeah. I prefer that coach that really gets on me. I love a very tough coach, not a mean coach, who I think people get that very confused. Not a mean coach, but a tough coach that really will push the best out of you. And so I typically get very lazy. And so like I need that coach to be like, hey, nope, wake up, let's do it. I'm like, okay, yeah, because I get very distracted easily, which is one of the traits that I have on my test is I really can't focus that well. And so I need that person to be like, hey, come on, Gabs.
This is so cool. A partnership with Ancestry. So how did this all come about?
Yeah, well, it's so funny because before this, I had taken the ancestry DNA test because I always wondered like the family tree, like where does Gabby come from? And so even to like being involved in gymnastics, I was wondering like, okay, like is it my hard work? Is it DNA? And it's a little bit of both. So I was super excited to see all the different personality traits. I found that a lot of traits were like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. And a lot of traits, I was like, wow, I'm so surprised by this. But then again, like in the end, like it did make sense.
What surprised you? What traits did you find yourself having?
I would say not likely to have good balance and unlikely to be a high jumper. But in my previous like era, like in my career, I've always struggled with the balance beam. Always falling. Like I was never really reliable on the beam, like everyone knows it. And so I was like, you know what? That does make sense.
Wow. So it's pretty accurate. Did you find yourself having any specific traits in common with fellow Olympians?
I had yes, I have a lot of traits in common with Jackie Joyner, which is interesting. She's in track and field. But it's very cool to see that we have like similar traits and even to with like other athletes. But yeah, it's been very cool to see the breakdown.
And of course, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention and ask about how you're doing, how you're feeling. I know that you did an 8-year hiatus and then
Yes.
18 months of, getting ready and coming back. And then, of course, you had your ankle injury. How are you?
I'm good, actually, doing very well. It was a very bittersweet moment for me to close the 2024 chapter, but I will say I'm very grateful to have gone back in the gym, picked up new skills, picked up my old skills, like just kind of reliving and experiencing, like re-experiencing the competition scene. I was super grateful and still am that I have the body type that I have and I can still do it at the age of 28 and even 32 in LA. So
We've talked about this hiatus and you're getting back in the gym. Any new skills that you learned about yourself during this time?
I have learned because when I did take that 6-year break, I was like, I can't do it. Like, I don't know. I was always thinking about like coming back to gymnastics, but I was like, I don't know because it's always you have to be 16, you have to be fresh. Anything beyond that, like I was called old at my second Olympic Games. Even when I was 18, they're like, oh, you're old, which is crazy because like that's when your life has just started. And so I always was like, I can't do it. But like getting back and having the right diet, having the right structure, having the right schedule, I was like, oh, I can possibly do this. So it was really fun to play around with different skills. I'd never done a few of the skills that I competed in this journey in 2012. So it was very fun to, like I said, play around with that.
Yeah. And I'm guessing, I would imagine as a woman, we met you when, was it when you were like 19,
I
20?
was, yes, it was so long ago.
Now some time has taken place. How have you
Yes.
evolved as a woman personally?
I would say I don't take a lot of things seriously like I used to, if that makes sense. Like I was always very, like I'm still very gymnastics based, but like I do like to do a lot of things on the side, a lot of hobbies. Always like to laugh at certain situations instead of like taking it to heart. So yeah, it's been quite a journey.
If we were to hit you with a Gabby Douglas diet, what would it look like?
Yeah, ooh, Gabby Doug's out right now. I'm big backing over here, not gonna lie. It was okay. So when I'm training, I do a lot of protein, vegetables, fruits, good carbs. But right now, no, I just have like 3 slices of chicken parmesan with like, yeah, with yeah,
Is
yellow.
that, if you were to pick a cheat meal after a big meet, would that be it? What would your cheat meal be?
That would be it. So like last night, I had the chicken parmesan with like like lemon charred chicken with yellowtail and fries. Like, yeah,
And when
here
you
we
hit the
go.
gym, just kind of your routine, what does that look like?
Oh, when I hit the gym, it's very intense. I will push myself to the brink. I literally will do the most, like weights, head to toe, a lot of cardio, a lot of strength training, all of it. Seriously, all of it.
I'm guessing, I imagine, especially when you made your announcement recently of pulling out or withdrawing,
Yes.
you got a lot of support from celebrities. Did you get any DMs from people that we know and, people supporting you? What does that support look like to, in your DMs and stuff?
Yeah, no, I was super grateful to have that support. And even in Rio, when I was getting criticized on everything I was doing, I was super grateful to have a lot of the celebrities come to my aid. I was like, oh my goodness, like I was, like I said, I was super, super grateful. But yeah, it's been, like I said, very bittersweet. And it's been a journey, honestly.
Who were some of those celebrities who came to your aid?
Man, I had who was it? I had like Gabby Union in my DMs, like Jordan Sparks and like Dwayne Wade, and yeah, just like yeah, I'm just super grateful.